can you share your opinions about our country? How is Turkey? How is a good country?
I really enjoy coming to Turkey, and number one reason that I enjoy it's people. Why? Really, I've gone to more than 25 countries. With Turkey, I find it very easy to associate with people. Of course, we share. I'm born and raised from Pakistan, originally from Pakistan. So it's the cultural affinity. But more than that, when I was a young person, I'm old now, in my early 20s, my first foreign trip, I took on a backpack. And I came by train and by bus from Tehran to Istanbul, and I stayed in a hostel for about 8 days, and I wrote about Ottoman architecture, about Ottoman culture, because I love history. I love India. I also love Indian history, Indian civilization, but I couldn't go to India, which is neighbor, because of the political tensions. But I always could come to Turkey. So my love affairs with Turkey began in mid-90s. Plus, I also see Turkey as a beacon of moderation, both between tradition and innovation. So look at my field, my field, positive psychology. I have never seen any other country who has taken this field, especially my expertise, positive psychotherapy, taken it very warmly and understanding it and asking it interesting questions, and the way people respond to me, the way people ask those questions, they are polite. Of course, you cannot beat Turkish food. You cannot beat Turkish landscape. So it's a true mosaic of human tradition, innovation, culture, politeness. You can find all these places in another place.
Thank you. Which is your favorite city for you?
So I haven't gone to many cities in Turkey. I went one time to Antalya, but Istanbul is largely because of history. The Istanbul, from Constantinople to Istanbul, you see the ups and downs of human civilization, of architecture. So each building tells you a story, and I want to hear the story. Plus, in Istanbul, you can find that cosmopolitan culture. Young people coming from different parts of Turkey for education. So I think it's a nice place where, if I'm coming from academic work, doing some presentation, I can meet people, but also enjoy culture and cuisine. So my limited exposure, Istanbul is at the top.
Üsküdar University is one of the most effective university about the positive psychology in Turkey. So what do you think about the behaviors and the organizations about the positive psychiatry and positive psychology in Üsküdar University? Can you say something about the university and also the Positive Psikoloji Congress?
I'm very delighted, very heartened. So my heart is delighted and my mind is curious with this notion that there's an institute who is interested in this. But also, there are lots of universities, lots of institutions who are interested in positive psychology. But then translating that interest into action, because I believe 2 years ago I did online training during COVID, full day online training with Üsküdar University, and then a couple of other things. And I started with online. So then coming here, seeing that people have a long-term commitment. So when I did the training, I did not know, because a number of times I do the training and it's one-off. Good, fine, and they find next person. So very fact that they, Üsküdar, stuck with this idea, that means they are committed to this topic, positive psychology, but also to implement it. Because the real side, the real benefit for Turkey, for Üsküdar and for Turkey would be to take positive psychotherapy, positive psychology, and then translate it for the well-being of people. Because I don't want necessarily just as come and give a talk and it's nice and people feel good, they go back to their home and it's forgotten. The real impact is when we make difference in lives of people, and I hope Üsküdar will take that next step to implement it in changing lives, especially lives of people who have psychological issues.
Do you think that Üsküdar University is a good point to transfer the theory of the positive psychology to the practice in the hospital?
I think so. At this point, I am seeing all the promising signs, but it takes a long time. I also don't want I don't want Üsküdar to think that positive psychotherapy and psychology is the only thing. There are many other things, so I hope you're also incorporating that. But so far, what I'm seeing is a commitment, because I met with the founder, your rector, last night, and the way you have been committed to it, all the signs are positive to take to the next step. Next step would be more important and more critical and more challenging. Because I can bring ideas, how you translate your ideas into your own culture, into your own language, and how they will help people is the next big step.
What do you think about the healthy relationship with women or
İlişkilerde de olabilir.
Women or men relationships? What is the role of the positive psychology?
The role of positive psychology is that in any relationship, but especially between males and females, is to recognize their strengths. So women may be higher on interpersonal strengths. So think about social intelligence, forgiveness, kindness. So if we allow them, if the society allows them to flourish based on those strengths, they can do wonders, especially in fields where men have dominated and caused some trouble. So I think positive psychology, especially the language of strengths, gives women a very concrete tool to empower themselves. Likewise, men can use their strengths to actualize their potential, but also foster good relationships. If you think about it, in relationship science, who is a person mostly, not saying everyone, mostly who doesn't talk? Men. Who are emotionally closed? Men. Right? So we need a world where both genders, their strengths, unique strengths are celebrated, and their strengths are used to solve age-old problems. So think about a household in which male is being violent or doing some kind of abuse because he thinks that he has the power, and female doesn't have any power or strengths. If he recognizes, acknowledges, and celebrates her powers, it's actually good for him and for the household. Likewise, females can also look at females, especially moms, can raise their sons with different skill set, different strengths. So they don't need to be just macho, very strong. They can be kind. They can be vulnerable. We talked about vulnerability. It's important to be both vulnerable and strong.